Stop consonants are very interesting and very commonly found sounds in human languages. In this session, we are going to give a detailed description of stops, oral stops basically, which are found in English language. Right. In English, there are 6 stops, right? The description is there. 2 of them are bilabial, p, b, and 2 of them are alveolar, t, d, and 2 of them are velar, k, g, right? P, t, k are voiceless, right? They are voiceless sounds, and then b, d, and g. These 3 are voice sounds, right? Stops are also called plosives. Phonetically, they are distinguishable on the basis of voicing and manner of articulation and places of articulation. Okay? There are 2 steps in the production of a stop. One is the closure, when the air passage, when it is completely blocked, right? That's the complete, close off of the air passage, all right? The purpose of this closure is to create pressure, and that pressure is required for the production of stop, right? And the second step or the second phase is burst, when the accumulated pressure is released suddenly. So that is in the shape of burst, and phonetically that is called release. So there are 2 steps in a plosive sound. One is the closure, and the second is the burst or the release. You just see in this animation, there is complete blockage first with the with the help of both lips, upper and lower, p, right? So this pressure is created first, and then it is released, right? About the features of and the distribution of stops, let me show you 4 columns, and if you just go through them, in first column, pi, ti, and chi, and in the second column, bi, di, guy, right? So if you can just think about the variation. What variations are there in these 2 columns? In the first column, the voiceless sounds are there in the initial sound, right? In the beginning of the syllables, like p, t, and k. And in the second column, b, d, g, the voiced counterparts are given. In the third column, if you just see, nap, mat, nak. So the ending sounds are stops, p, t, and k. In the last column, nap, mad, and nag. The ending sounds are voice stops. You see? These columns give very interesting analysis. You see? And we can further explain them about the features of these stops. You see, in the first column, the voiceless sounds, the stops which are given, they are aspirated, right? And for aspiration, there is this small h, the small h symbol is given, right? So, p, t, k, they aspirate in the beginning of a syllable, right? And then we can also explain from this column that the voice sounds, the initial sounds given in column 2, since they are voiced, but they are very slightly voiced. If you just analyze them phonetically, then you would come to know that these voiced stops, they are very slightly voiced. And you can feel this p-b difference by taking them on spectrograph. But for the time being, you just keep in mind that these voice stops, b, d, g, they are slightly voiced. Then, in the third column, if you just see that the vowels are short before voiceless consonants, like in words nap, mat, and nak. Since the ending sounds are voiceless stops, so they reduce vowels. And then in the last column, b, d, g, the voiced ending sounds, in that case, the vowel is a bit longer. Stops are found in almost every position, word initially, word medially, and word finally. All right. There is a difference between released and unreleased stops, like in the case of tap versus pa. The p and tap, that is unreleased, and it is released in pay, right? So that's an important point you should know as a student of phonetics and phonology. Then sometimes stop is made palatalized, like in this word, truck, right? Truck. So the stop t is made palatalized. It is spoken from somehow close to the palatal, right? And then one more feature which is very interesting and also very important to be known to the students of phonetics and phonology, that there is one more stop in English, although that's not the part of the English consonantal inventory, but that's an important stop, and we must know about that. That's the glottal stop. If you just want to know that what is a glottal stop, it's very similar to English, the Urdu Hamza, the Urdu sound Hamza, right? So it's very close to that. And it is spoken in words like beaten, right? This is spoken like beaten, right? Then kitten, right? And then fe'en, ba'a, or ki'a, right? Or fe'a. So you see, the symbol is there. It's the question symbol without dot. It's given for this glottal stop. So that's another important and very interesting stop.